Hello and welcome to Indian Standard Time, a show that speaks to global leaders and thinkers, to people who have made their mark on the sands of time. Today I'm in conversation with Bushra Gohar, the Vice President of the Awami National Party of Pakistan, better known in India as Khan Gabdulgafar Khan or Bacha Khan's party. Bushra Gohar, welcome to Rajya Sabha TV.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I hope you didn't mind me introducing your party as Khan Gabdulgafar Khan's party. I know he was yesterday's soldier, yesterday's leader.
Oh, but he's our inspiration. I mean, we are because of him. And it is what he stood for that we are carrying it forward. So basically, I see it, the introduction, with a sense of pride.
Thank you so much. But tell me, is he remembered in Pakistan today? Is he at all a familiar figure? Is he part of your contemporary conversations about your politics?
In more recent, at least in the past 5 years or 6 years, we've seen that there's a growing interest in Bacha Khan and Bacha Khan's struggle and the Khudai Khidmatgar movement. And you would be surprised that Raj Mohan Gandhi came to Lahore to present his book on Bacha Khan. Okay? So for us, this was very interesting that people or students in Lahore were showing an interest.
Right.
And it was not as if ANP had organized it. It was one of the institutions in Lahore.
The government college must have been.
It was actually the Foreman College, the FC College in Lahore, had organized it. And I thought it was, and it got a great reception. So this is new in Pakistan, where he was always shown as a traitor. Now,
a traitor to Pakistan.
A traitor to Pakistan, because he's shown as a person who opposed the partition, okay, of the subcontinent. And then history has actually taken, basically blanked him out. The whole movement has been blanked out, that he was the one who was actually at the forefront of the freedom struggle. But so we have seen, and since our party was also in government in Pakhtunkhwa, we reintroduced him in our textbooks also.
I see.
So at least there is a connection. We've got now the Bacha Khan, the Peshawar airport is named after Bacha Khan.
Yes.
And there's also internationally, I feel that there's greater interest in Bacha Khan's movement and how he could play a bridge because of how he's seen in Afghanistan and in India.
Right.
For the region, he could be a person.
He is an incredible, or was an incredible personality, and like you said, he sort of strides across the subcontinent in many ways. And of course, India has a very, very close connection with him. He was sort of called the frontier Gandhi, the sort of gentle giant, as it were. But in today's Pakistan, Bushra, in your own Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, where you come from, it seems to me that Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehrik-i-Insaf party, the PTI, has, in a sense, taken over the state like you could never have, like the ANP has never had.
Well, you see, in Pakistan, and especially the Pakhtunkhwa, and we have this name also, it is a new name, which we struggled for, and Bacha Khan struggled for it. And for the past 65 years, he wanted provincial autonomy, and that is why also he was called a traitor. But now everyone agrees that we should have, more autonomy to the provinces. Also, he wanted better relations with the neighbors, with India and Afghanistan, and because of that also he was considered a traitor, but now everyone's talking about it, and everyone realizes that what he was saying 60 years, 70 years back is what we should have actually, if we had done it then, maybe we wouldn't have had the 71 if we had given East Bengal the autonomy and the rights, and they were recognized.
So you're saying that the 1971 war was a mistake?
Well, our party actually was, and Bacha Khan and Wali Khan actually stood up, and there were very few who stood up against it. They thought that, and that was also not taken very well by the government and the military at the time. But more recently, Sheikh Hasina recognized Bacha Khan and Wali Khan, and Asfandiar Wali went specially to Dhaka to receive the award. So we have always, our party and Bacha Khan always stood for principles. And I believe
that's incredible, Bushra, that the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, recognized the role that Bacha Khan and your party, the ANP, played.
NAP at that time, National
Awami Party, in the freedom of Bangladesh that broke away from your own country, Pakistan, and that Asfandiar Wali, Bacha Khan's grandson, went to receive the honorarium on behalf of...
And he got a standing ovation there. So basically, and he went there because Khan Abdul Wali Khan also stood up for the rights of the Bengalis at the time. And so for us, we have always been on the right side of history. You see, this is what I'm saying. We had a principled leader. Bacha Khan was more than ANP, was more than, you know.
Absolutely.
Yes. And so for us, we draw all inspiration from him. However, the rest of Pakistan still has to discover. I mean, you go to Afghanistan and they love him.
Well, that's because he died in Jalalabad and he was buried in Jalalabad, right?
He wanted to be, and that was his wish. And he wanted to be buried in Jalalabad to create that link and that bridge between the Pukhtuns on both sides.
So do you recognize the Durand line?
Well, as far as the Durand line is concerned, you know, it is for the Pukhtuns to decide on both sides, and there needs to be a discussion on it. But to say that it should be just, you know, either done away with or things like that, that's not going to happen. It is for the Pukhtuns, and a debate needs to be started on both sides of the...
But this very fact, that you're calling for a debate, in the rest of Pakistan, they believe that there should be a border. So that is, again, another difference between the two of you.
Well, you see, we are, whatever people say, the Pukhtuns are ethnically Afghans. And so they can't remove that link between the Pukhtuns on both sides. And that recognition would help the region quite a lot, okay? So by dividing the Pukhtuns, the British did this to us. I mean, the Pukhtuns were divided into several small. There's the FATA, there's, you know, NWFP at the time, and there's a large population in Balochistan. There's population in Afghanistan. So there were quite a few divisions to weaken us also, you know, in that way. And ultimately, you see, the Pukhtuns are the same. We are all connected by the Pushtun Wali.
Okay. Bushra, hold your thought. I'm going to take a very quick break.
Yes.
Please don't go away. We'll be back very soon. Welcome back. You're watching Indian Standard Time, and I'm in conversation with Bushra Gohar, the Vice President of the Awami National Party in Pakistan. Bushra, before we went for the break, you were telling me about connecting, in a sense, history with contemporary politics in Pakistan. And in your part of the world, in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Imran Khan, cricketing hero, leader of the Pakistan Tehrik-i-Taliban, is he such a hero anymore?
Let me first tell you that the first thing that this leader that you call, you know, as the great, and he was a cricket hero for the whole subcontinent. Imran Khan. I personally feel that he came through an engineered elections, okay? A hype was created for him. And this was done through a plan, and during elections, it was Asfandiar Wali Khan who said when our party was under attack, and the Tehrik-i-Taliban came on television saying that ANP, PPP, and MQM will not be allowed to contest, and we were not allowed a level playing field for the elections.
The Taliban basically forbade, or not forbade, they challenged you.
They challenged, and they attacked us more. It was the ANP that they were attacking. Now, there was a plan to all this. They wanted the progressive voices, and especially the Pushtun progressive voices, to be taken out, so that the plan for Afghanistan could be implemented. And those forces knew that if ANP is there, And if the progressive forces are there, they're not going to be speaking for the Taliban. They will not be supporting any interference in the Afghanistan situation. So they were removed from the policy levels.
Imran was brought in?
That is how it happened. Through a very engineered elections, he was brought in. And so Asfandiar Wali Khan said that, we didn't realize, we thought that we had an independent election commission that was supposed to oversee the elections. We didn't realize that Hakimullah Masood was the election commissioner, and allowing some parties to openly contest and others to stay indoors. In fact, at that time, there was an interim setup going on, and our party was being attacked right, left, and center.
So how does Imran Khan, how does he become a tool of the Taliban?
Well, you see, he became a tool of the policy, okay? And so
and he was happy, and he's clearly happy with it. He's okay with it.
Well, anyone who wants a shortcut to power is going to be happy with it. But I think he's got himself into a very difficult situation right now.
In what way?
Well, you see, he can't handle Pakhtunkhwa. You already know what is going on in Pakhtunkhwa. The minute his government took over, with the kind of rhetoric that he has been talking about, 90 days this, 90 days that, and that he would turn everything around in 90 days, those 90 days commitments have become a joke right now. And then he also said that he would bring peace to the area. What he has done is actually given more space to the Taliban to even enter the Pakhtunkhwa areas. And they've surrounded Peshawar, they've surrounded all our main districts, and they challenge the provincial government anytime. But the provincial chief minister, his party's chief minister, openly said, we have nothing against the Taliban. They killed our innocent people on a daily basis since he's taken over.
So is would you say that Imran Khan was now, in effect, part of the Taliban?
Well, Imran Khan is considered as the political wing of or the political spokesperson of the Taliban. That is how he's referred to. And he is proving everyone right, because he's the only one who speaks in the parliament along with the PMLN, but he is more open, and the Jamaat-e-Islami is known for their... But when Hakimullah Masood was killed, Imran Khan was screaming, and then he blocked the NATO supplies and things like that. But when innocents are attacked by the Taliban, he doesn't do the same. There's no dharna or a no protest on a daily basis, 2 or 3. Our security agencies, our police are attacked on a daily basis. The government does not even. They've adopted a supporting the Taliban approach or the ostrich approach, So
how are things, Bushra? I know you write a lot. You've been speaking up against the Taliban a lot. Your own life, and I'm sure the lives of several activists in your part of the country, are in danger. Tell me about when you try to organize this book reading for Malala. Yes. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, initially, the first thing that happened, which clearly exposed Imran Khan, was when his party, along with the coalition Jamaat-e-Islami, tried to take away Bacha Khan and Ghani Khan and all the progressive people who are our poets, our Pakhtun poets, our leaders, our heroes, from the textbooks. That was the first attempt that they made to take all that out. And we stood up and we said, this is not all.
And you didn't let it happen?
We didn't let it happen, although they might still continue working on it. But this really exposed their agenda, that they did not recognize the Pakhtun, true Pakhtun leaders, sons of the soil.
Yes.
That. Then, we had, Malala is somebody who's become a symbol for the Pakhtuns. Right. She is a Pakhtun child who stood for children's rights to education. She has stood against the Taliban. She's challenged the whole narrative.
Absolutely.
And so when the book came, the Taliban immediately announced that it will not be allowed on any of the bookstores or stores.
Absolutely.
And we said that, are they going to now tell us what books we can read and what books we can't read? Okay. So in Peshawar, anyway, things are pretty bad. Our civil society has also been pushed against the wall. It is very difficult for them to also take certain positions because they're afraid for their lives, they're threatened. And the state is not really providing any support to them. So we were sitting amongst friends and we thought, you know, why don't we have a discussion on Malala, on the book, you know. We can bring in all thoughts, you know. And so the university offered, University of Peshawar, which is our old university, and one of the professors said, why don't you come to the Area Study Center? That is where the book should be actually discussed. We had organized everything, and it was 3 or 4. One was the Bacha Khan Education Foundation. One was the...
So what happened? What did they do?
Yeah, well, the government blocked it. The 2 ministers went to the director of Area Study Center and said, cancel it, don't hold it. And he said, no, I'm going to hold it. This is an autonomous institution. I'm going to hold it. They said no. They sent police after him. And then finally there was a lot of threat. There was a lot of pressurization. He said, no going, we're going to, and all the others who were involved also said, we are going to hold it. Yes, do you want to?
And in the end, there was you weren't allowed to hold it at all?
We were not allowed to hold.
Okay. Bushra, just hold your thought, and I'm going to take a very quick break, but we'll be back very soon.
Yes.
Welcome back. You're watching Indian Standard Time, and I'm in conversation with Bushra Gohar, the Vice President of the Awami National Party of Pakistan. Bushra, let's talk a little bit about the region. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is, I think, 2,500 kilometers away from New Delhi. And yet we're connected, like you said earlier, in so many ways. But tell me a little bit about how your party and what your views are on the way Nawaz Sharif is running Pakistan now, and how the PMLN, or Nawaz Sharif's party, and your party, what are relations like?
Okay, unfortunately
on
in
the
Pakistan,
question of India,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, in Pakistan, something very strange has happened. Like I said, you know, the religious right or right to center there in government, and for the first time we've got a right wing in power and a strong right wing in
the opposition.
In the opposition. So we've got 2 right hands, basically, and a very weak, you know, progressive voice. And then we've got this core, which is called Pakistan, which is more or less the Punjab, okay? And then Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan and others fall into the periphery. So the core becomes more important, which is the Punjab. And we've got 2 leaders from the Punjab, Imran Khan and Nawaz Sharif, and they're both struggling for power in the Punjab, or taking over the Punjab. It is really a fight for Punjab that is going on.
But Imran is not from Punjab.
He is from Lahore. He's from Punjab and Miawali, basically.
So he's from Miawali.
So it is Punjab.
Okay, well, it's on the border of Punjab and...
well, it should be. It was technically, historically, part of Pakhtunkhwa.
Yes.
But Imran Khan is basically a Punjabi who's fighting for, I mean, all he's interested in since he's come into power is about the lost election. He's constantly on the streets or complaining or in press conferences about the lost election. And he feels that the elections in the Punjab was taken away from him.
Okay, but tell me about Nawaz Sharif's...
yes, so I'm going to talk about Nawaz Sharif. So when you have a core that is Punjab, or which considers itself to be Pakistan, then everything is about Punjab. Okay, the rest becomes dispensable and distant. And that is what is happening to all the other areas. And so it has become more or less, like I said, one unit, back to one unit time.
Of the Punjab?
Of the Punjab, by the Punjab, for the Punjab.
For the Punjab.
Okay, so that is what is happening. The rest is really, I mean, you must have heard, we've got Baloch walking for 100 days now.
Yes.
For justice. And nobody seems to be, not even the media is interested.
Okay.
You see? So, and these are for the first time women, children.
But
were
as a
walking.
Pakhtun, Bushra, would you say that the India-Pakistan relation is also really about the Punjab, actually?
It is, I mean, it is about power. As far as Nawaz Sharif is concerned, he has taken some initiative to improve relationships. Shahbaz Sharif has
Been to India.
been to India, and in fact that is what somebody was saying, that it is easier for a Punjabi leader to just go over, and it is still considered as, you know, a patriotic Pakistan, but if, you know, a Pakhtun does the same, it might not be viewed in the same way. But anyway, this actually, we welcomed it. I mean, even the trade relations, building of trade relations, we thought it was good, and it should also be strengthened on the Afghan side as well, you know, between the two.
But why is it then the Pakistani government of Nawaz Sharif is refusing to let Afghanistan become part of the Afghan-Pakistan-India trade and transit agreement?
Yes, but you see, then it becomes very complex. Already, I think he's finding certain resistance for, there are hawks and
inside
there are doves in Pakistan, as you have got in India also. So it would require a lot of national consensus on something like this, and to get those who really want, I mean...
Would you be in favor of it?
I actually would. I think that we should strengthen trade relations, we should strengthen cultural relations, we should strengthen...
Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, across the...
I actually feel that we should have no barriers at all, you know. We have to, because what we are doing is, when we restrict all this, what we are doing is, we give in to the retrogressive or the extremist forces to dictate to us what we, when the people should be dictating the terms.
But Nawaz Sharif, Bushra, Nawaz Sharif, the man who the army, his own army overthrew in 1999 and then fought a war under then General Pervez Musharraf, fought a war with India in Kargil. The same man is now back in power. You would imagine that he would understand this much better, the nature of his own army.
Well, I don't know about that, but I think that Nawaz Sharif, since he took over, is more paralyzed than he was when in the past, okay? He's unable to take decisions.
But why?
And he's got a very strong mandate. In the past, he had a very strong mandate, but this time he's got a lot of support. He also had on terrorism, you know, dealing with terrorism, he had other parties' support also, and on this issue also, peace in the region, he would get a lot of support. He's got a mandate, public mandate.
So why is he paralyzed?
You see, there are certain, maybe he still carries that baggage from 1999, and he doesn't want to ruffle for what this region needs right now.
He doesn't want to ruffle any feathers?
That is what, so I think he's still...
Inside Pakistan?
It's possible. This is what I'm
sure.
you see. But I feel that he is hesitating to take decisions. And a leader needs to take certain decisions. This region requires leaders who can rise above.
So he's unwilling to challenge the...
Yeah, well, he's unable to challenge status quo. Okay, and this is what we are finding, that we've got a status quo person brought in for Pakhtunkhwa, which matters a lot for the regional things that are happening or are going to be happening in Afghanistan. But we've got Nawaz Sharif, who could actually, and we feel that if anyone can take a decision, it has to be a leader from Punjab, basically, who has the strength to rise above and make some difficult decisions.
So how can India help? How can India, without seeming to be the sort of big sister, big brother, or whatever else people say, what can India do?
What India, we'll have to watch and see what happens in a few months' time, you know, and who comes to power.
In India, of course.
India,
we have a big sort of political changes are happening
here.
Yes,
and that would also determine what the policies are going to be. Right. But I think we need to actually challenge the status quo. We can't continue the way we've been doing. And it has to, as far as we are concerned, we would like really good relations with India and Afghanistan, but not interference in any of the two countries. We would not like India to be interfering in any way, but we feel that we should also not be India-centric in whatever policies we make. India has a lot to offer. We need to have people-to-people contact. We need to open up to all the others so that we can move around, we can meet each other. And it has to be the same for Afghanistan as well.
So that's what I wanted to, just one last question, Bushra, that the Afghans say, Karzai's government says that the Pakistani establishment or the army is still stoking the fires of the Taliban inside Afghanistan. That they have, that Mullah Omar still resides in Quetta. You have the Quetta Shura, you have the Miram Shah Shura. You're in the heart of that. You yourself, your party.
Yes, well, yes, and we challenge it also. The thing is that we feel that this policy has not really helped Pakistan. And when I say that Imran Khan was brought in for these strategic interests as a tool, basically, it is going to actually damage Pakistan more. We've actually pulled the war inside Pakistan, okay? Instead of helping to you see, Bacha Khan had said it long ago when Ziaul Haq was, we were in this proxy war. He said, you know, when you light fire in Afghanistan, it is going to come back to you. It is going to come and hit Pakistan. And that is what we are experiencing. So what we started back in the late 70s, that policy is destroying. It is self-destructive. And I feel that, you know, if the Afghans are questioning some of the policies, we need to sit with them. We need to build trust rather than continue to play with fire. And what is happening is, this is why I'm saying that they want to buy time and maintain status quo. Okay. And this isn't going to help Pakistan. It is hurting Pakistan more than anyone else. Okay.
Bushra, thank you so much for talking to Rajya Sabha TV.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. You've been watching Indian Standard Time with Bushra Gohar of the Awami National Party of Pakistan. Next week, we'll have another very exciting global leader or thinker. Till then, goodbye and good luck.